Greetings, Japan fans! In today's show, we're going to be looking at the importance of having a positive workplace in this age of distraction, this age of the talent war in Japan, where people are hopping jobs and leaving if they're not happy. We have to retain them. How do we do that? Find out more in today's show. Arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, the president of Dalgony Train Japan, the best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery. And we have a new book on how to master business in Japan called Japan Business Mastery. We are broadcasting around the world from Inatoku in the center of Tokyo, the leadership capital of Japan. Now, this podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan, and trust me, it is different here. If you have feedback on the show, preferences about future topics, what you'd like to hear, then let us know. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share this podcast. You might also enjoy the Presentations Japan series, the Sales Japan series, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast version, and the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast version, wherever you get your podcast. This one we release every week, Thursdays, Japan time. Before we get into today's show, here is our handy Japanese phrase. Now, this is for when you've arranged to get together, maybe go and have a drink or have a meal together or something, and you're worried that they're going to change their mind. So you say to them, "Dotakian nashi ne, dotakian nashi de, dotakian nashi ne, dotakian nashi ne." So dotakian is short for dota, which is from dotanba, which means the last minute, and kyan from kyansuru, to cancel. So dotakian nashi ne, dotakian nashi ne. Hey, we're going to get together, okay? Don't cancel. Dotakian nashi ne. Hey, we're going to get together. Make sure you're there, all right? Dotakian nashi ne. We're going to get together for dinner. I want to see you there. Don't back out. Dotakian nashi ne. Dotakian nashi ne, dotakian nashi ne, dotakian nashi ne. Okay, this is episode number 328. And today we're talking about the 5 drivers of a positive workplace. As the leader, you set the culture and tone of the firm. In Japan, up until, the last few years, you could get away with whatever you liked as a leader. You could create a hell to work in, and everyone caught up in that vortex had to put up with it. There was shame attached to changing companies, and mid-career hires were given the cold shoulder by the HR hiring teams. The end of the bubble economy in the late 80s, the IT industry meltdown at the turn of the century, the Lehman Shock in 2008, and the earthquake, tsunami, and nuclear meltdown in 2011 have shaken things up here over the last 40 years. In particular, basic demographics of a declining population have moved the locus of power to the employment candidate away from the hiring firm. Having a positive workplace becomes even more important to attracting and retaining good staff. As leaders, we need to work on our skills in 5 areas. 1. Self-confidence. This world of rapid change is throwing up new risks, daunting challenges, and fierce competition. Change is no longer just constant, it is moving at hyperspeed. How do we keep up, and how do we gain the confidence to take the audacity to lead others in such a complex construct? The first step is to take charge of our attitude and determine that we will take the steps needed to make ourselves more confident. This will mean emerging from our comfort zone and putting ourselves into tough situations where there is no roadmap and no guarantee of success. Only by doing that ourselves can we have the ability to lead others to do the same thing. Do as I say, not as I do, won't cut it anymore. Despite how we may personally feel at any one time, we have to be the beacon, the guide, the strong stream of positive light in the organization, pollinating everyone with our rampant optimism. Number 2, people skills. Leaders often become leaders because of their high IQ, despite their desperate EQ skills. In today's business world, people skills are an essential ingredient for gaining influence and persuasion with others. Every person needs a defined approach, and the leader must know just what that is. The golden rule is severely flawed. We shouldn't treat people the way we want to be treated. This is a mistake because it assumes that everyone is like us. We need to treat people the way they want to be treated, and we must spend the time with them to know exactly what that is. Busy leaders, however, can miss this because they're not spending the time and are so not able to function at a high EQ level with their teams or teach it to their subordinates in middle management. Find out more when we come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs tailor-made for you. We do these in both Japanese and English. So today's show is brought to you by two programs: our Step Up to Leadership program, next one on the 27th of January next year, and our Leadership Training for Managers program, next one is on the 5th of November this year. Now, Step Up to Leadership one-day program, very good. This is the bridging program before you get to the Leadership Training for Managers program. When you're a player and you become a leader, been promoted, you don't have the experience yet, you've got to try and work out, okay, what's my new role? What should I be doing? How do I do it? This is the program for you to step up to leadership. This is what you've got to do, and this is how you do it. We particularly focus on understanding your new role. We look at how you've got to be a better communicator as a leader, how you've got to coach others where you didn't have to do that before, and how to do the performance assessment. Now, Leadership Training for Managers, Swiss Army knife of leadership right here. This is incredibly thorough, unbelievably thorough program. Deals with everything. This is leadership in a box. Give people this, they're done. They're good. They've got everything they need to know to be an excellent leader. So, Step Up to Leadership, next one, 27th of January next year. Leadership Training for Managers coming up 5th of November, a little under a month away. So 5th of November this year. Get onto it. Now, our website is full of useful resources, so go to enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com and watch the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show on YouTube and listen to it as a podcast as well. Also over at YouTube, you've got 800 plus training videos there at Japan Dale Carnegie TV. Get my book, Japan Sales Mastery, the Bible for selling in Japan, and my new book, How to Master Business Japan, called Japan Business Mastery. I also have a new show called Japan Business Mastery. It comes out every Friday, and there's an accompanying podcast to go with that. Welcome back. Number 3, communication. Shouting out commands is the quick and dirty way of leadership, very time efficient, and maybe even rewarding to the leader themselves, but ultimately not very effective. We need to be asking questions rather than telling people what and sometimes even how to do it. The megaphone has to be replaced by the earphone. We have to simplify our listening skills. Individually, we cannot possibly have all the answers today, as the world is moving too quickly and business is so much more complex. We need to be able to tap into all of the ideas of our team, and that requires changing our skill set from commanding to becoming a sponge. Number 4, leadership. Leadership is about creating the environment that allows our people to motivate themselves to succeed. We have to set the vision, manage the processes, and build the people. We can inspire them through our advanced communication and persuasion power, but ultimately, they have to do it. Our job is to help them do that. Leaders used to be locked away on the executive floor where quiet reigned, the carpets were plush, and the secretaries fulsome. Today, they are often working in open spaces with no set desk, just like everyone else. This requires a lot of flexibility and openness to being available to the team rather than being closeted away. We have to lead from the front today and role model what we want to see in others. Our daily work visibility has never been higher in business. Number 5, worry and stress. Gloomy, depressed bosses kill enthusiasm. The ability to face trouble with a constructive attitude will determine how successful we are in building the team spirit. Tension, stress, worry all kill our productivity, so we need good methodologies in place to deal with them. Dale Carnegie's book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, is a treasure trove of the means to reduce stress and get ourselves back into peak productivity. Read it, and you will become fully capable of reducing your stress and being much happier. If you want a happy team, then you need to be happy yourself. The world of work challenges us as leaders to constantly reevaluate what we are doing. There is no pause button, as it all happens in real time and at a fast clip. The competition for talent is real, and people are more mobile in Japan these days, and they will leave to find a happier work environment. Develop these skills, and this will be yours, and you will have a greater choice of which talented people you want to hire. The alternative is be like everyone else and be on the wrong end of a beating as you hustle and bustle about trying to hire and retain staff. It is a zero-sum game of winners and losers. Don't play that game. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then tell your family, friends and colleagues. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe and share this podcast. You can contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Lots of great stuff on our website, injapan.dalecarnegie.com. Watch our videos at Japan Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. Start reading Japan Sales Mastery, also Japan Business Mastery. Listen to my other podcasts, the Presentation Japan series, the Sales Japan series, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast, and the Japan Business Mastery podcast. Watch my TV shows, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show and the Japan Business Mastery Show on YouTube. Cutting Edge comes out on Mondays. Business Mastery comes out on Fridays. Until the next episode, take what you thought was valuable, put into action. This idea application is what makes winners winners, so be one of them. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy here in Japan, ready to help you grow your business.